Hello, hello. Danke vielmals fürs Einschalten. From now on in English. Welcome you guys to the... I had to look where the camera is now. We have placed the cameras in a different way. Hello and join JFP TV for a new episode every Friday, the motivational podcast with Nuno, Damaso. Today's topic is goal setting. Goal setting is a topic which every athlete, every businessman, every grown-up, woman or man is challenged by with a time like this corona, which is affecting our goal-setting abilities and also our mindset. So today we will discuss how to achieve more in life, how to recognize the goals, how to be more successful, and of course, thank you for joining JFP TV. All right, my friends, how are you?
Very good, and you? Hi, Fabrizio. Nice to be here.
Thank you for having you again back here. So, my friends, now let's dive in. Today's topic is something special. I mean, we obviously know about it, but we don't always achieve our goals. So we are only human, and today we will discuss it, and you will present us your how to become more successful toolkit. Is that correct?
Yeah, plus minus, sure. Successful is very relative topic. What is successful? What does it mean? No. So what I will speak about today is from two different perspectives. One is as a coach, as an athlete, as a martial arts teacher, what we call high performance sport. So here we really speak about very ambitious goals, which you have to fight for. You need a lot of commitment, of endurance. This is one part of the podcast today. And the other part of the podcast will be about small goals in life, in private life, in daily life, less spectacular, just things that everybody will
can relate to.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome. So that sounds good. The most interesting part for me is actually your point of view, how you experience that and how you can include it in the social life in your private time.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Yeah, so first of all, I think we should ask ourselves, why do we need goals? What for? And also for whom? No? So it's very common to say we need goal in life. For what exactly? No? For sure we need a direction, we need a motivation, and we need where we go, to know where we go. No? We want to manage our energy and don't run in all directions all the time. So the goal is a very good way to discipline the mind, to know exactly where I'm going to put my energy, no? And when we speak about goals, we tend to speak about very spectacular goals. So to be a world champion is my goal. To be a millionaire is my goal. So we also we assume that goals should be spectacular, something big. We are going to speak about this topic. For sure, if we are speaking about high performance sport, yes, there we go for high goals, because there is no place for small goals.
There is no second place.
There is no second place. We also will talk about this, but this is also a very interesting part. So this will be one part of the interview today. When we speak about goals, we should also ask ourselves, for whom?
Are we winning for each other? Are we winning for a team or for ourselves?
Yes, for example. Or the goals I set to myself, is this a projection from the expectation that other people have on me? For example, my parents, they didn't achieve their goals and they expected from me to do it. Or my girlfriend, or boyfriend, whatever. It's not so simple to know exactly what you want and why you do it and for whom. What is your motto, no?
Now that you tell it, the thing with goals, for example, I discussed that I think with you or sometime earlier. That's the bad side when you do a lot of podcasts. You never remember which one you said something. But for example, I had the goal of achieving good grades in school, and I went to informatic, like what's called informatic, IT, middle school, because my parents wanted to be that I become an IT specialist. So my grades were miserable. That's why I can relate with from where's the goal setting coming. I didn't feel the goal. I didn't do it for my parents because I was not. I was pushing me too hard, and it was not my intention to become an IT specialist. So I can relate to that.
I'm very thankful for that. For that part. I think we should, in each action in life, ask why. Do I need that? Why I do it? For whom? What is the deep purpose? Even behind the goal.
Yeah, the goal behind the goal.
Yeah,
exactly.
what I'm looking for. Because if you can answer this question very clearly, you will have so much strength and your motivation will be very strong. Everything will be clear. So even if we have a clear goal, we should ask every day, is that still actual? Is that still the goal? Or is just an identification? Is that the person I think I have to be, or is this still true? But these kind of questions require a lot of courage, because every day we are a new person, no? So that's one of the topics we are going to discuss today. And especially important for me is in this high competitive society, very spectacular society, especially with the social medias. Everybody need high goals, and everybody need to be special and sexy and to impress everybody and to tell it to everybody.
Well, I think you mean we think we need to impact and to impress everybody.
Exactly. And sometimes when you look at the things through this window, some people may be very frustrated. They will think, but what about my life? It's quite boring, it's not spectacular, what I'm doing wrong, okay? And looking like this, we forget that millions of people, they are what I call life heroes.
Yeah.
For example, let's take a lot of mothers raising their kids every day in difficult conditions, never complain, they fight for their family. When they are going to speak about these goals, perhaps it's not going to be so spectacular, but actually they do it just for love, no reward, no show off, they just do it. This is also goals. This is also achievement, but not in the front of the cameras, no? So today I will split this podcast in two parts. One will be the high performance sport with very ambitious goal. And then the second will be more small goals, daily life goals, the commitments we do with ourselves. Yeah.
Now that you say it, I find it very interesting because I'm also myself, I know exactly what you mean when you say we have this pressure, this pressure, I don't know, the pressure. The pressure from outside. For example, a lot of young girls have this belief they have to look a certain way. You obviously see the trend with the duck face, the Botox lips and made breasts and everything. That aside, they also think they have to get in shape a certain way, they have to look a certain way, wear clothes a certain way. But that was nothing new for young girls, which is not a good thing. But the new thing I found interesting is that everyone in every certain part of their lives, being a mother is not enough anymore, being a father is not enough anymore, being good at something is not enough anymore. You have to be very successful. When you go to holidays, you don't actually go to holidays to enjoy it. You go to holidays to post about it, which is ridiculous. I mean, I don't make so many holidays, but I think when I will do, I won't just not even take my phone with me. I think, which is ridiculous. Huh?
So with your permission, I will speak about this topic later. But it was exactly what I was trying to say. Somehow everybody believes if I'm not a superstar, I miss my life. This is now a very common image, and Instagram is the best confirmation of it. And we will speak later about this. I would like to start with this topic about the competition. In the high performance sports, some mental trainers, they speak about two different type of goals. They speak about quality goals or quantity goals. So what is the difference? What are the advantage and disadvantage? So when you set a quality goal, for example, how much do you do in bench press?
I don't want to brag, but infinite. No, just kidding. No, I used to do 100, 180, 190.
Fantastic.
But I just broke my bones till then, so it was not really something I could brag.
But that's a good example. No? So instead of putting a quantity goal, 190 kilos, we would set for a quality goal.
Yeah.
How is my breath? How is my technique? How was the preparation? Yeah. Are the right muscle groups ready for this movement? Did I do the right preparation? Is enough time from the point A to the point B?
Yeah, because if you break during the way or reaching the goal, you will be an invalid.
Exactly.
It's not a good goal.
So also sometimes if you set a goal, it looks very far. But if you go by small steps, and instead of thinking, I want that, we change it, we say, I need to do this progress to go there. So what is the idea? You forget about the end result. You don't totally forget because you're making sports, no? But you focus on the progress. What is the idea? The progress, they are measurable. You can control them, and you can communicate with yourself as an individual, or as a coach, you can communicate with the athlete. You say, okay, this is what you need to do the next 2 months, and this is what we expect. And the athlete himself, he can control that. He can see his progression. Once he's there, we can set the next goal, again, a quality goal. It can be on his coordination, on his endurance, on his flexibility, on his power, his speed, whatever. But he will observe his progress. He will see them. This will give him a lot of motivation because
courage, for the next goal.
He can analyze himself. And I think what is very important for an athlete, this makes him autonomous of the opinion of his coach or the trainer. Because an athlete, at the moment of the competition, you are very alone.
Yeah.
And this confidence is, you have it. It's not coming from your coach, a little bit, but you never should be dependent of your coach. Like some of his parents, one day they let us go and then we have to swim, no? They cannot always hold the hand.
Yeah, this is a very interesting topic because what I found very interesting now for bodybuilding coaches and athletes is the recognition, the respect, or the feedback of a coach is sometimes so important for an athlete that the athlete can't just grow out of this.
Very important.
Yeah, and for example, Lady, you right before the podcast started, she helped me to do everything. She could actually do a podcast herself, so she's learning something totally new, which is nothing in relation to a bodybuilding show. Mm-hmm. So she grew out of the role as an athlete. So she actually doesn't even really care what I think about her anymore.
That's great.
So it's really relieving because otherwise I would be all the time here and she's here. So she grew exactly what you said, the autonom, which is fascinating because I didn't find it so hard for me myself. My parents obviously they teach me still now. For example, my mother called me and said, "Listen, Fabri, you gave a presentation today. Make sure that you talk to have another presentation. No, don't forget it." So, okay, Mom, I will.
Mama is Mama forever.
Mama is Mama forever. But she I don't really need her. Yeah. So the need of to need someone is something different than to be thankful for help or opinion or critique.
There is this sentence I like very much, which say each education should lead to autonomy.
Yeah, exactly.
And when we train sport people, no, a sportman, athlete, in the first step we want them to have success, but this growing through this journey should also make them a strong person in life, no? So they cannot be dependent of the coach. It's normal at the beginning of a career, but when an athlete grows, he should get this autonomy. And it's what I like in this system with these quality goals. He will learn to do their own evaluation, and he will grow into it. Another advantage of this system is when you go for a competition, you have no control on the level of the concurrents. You have control on your performance, or you try to have the best control on your performance, but you never know where the concurrence is exactly. So if you, let's say you lose, and you just judge yourself by winning or losing, you will be totally disappointed, and you will say, I did everything wrong, I lost.
Yeah.
If you have this measurement of quality of progress, you can say, no, this is better now. This is better than last time.
Exactly, you can learn from it.
I'm still not first.
Yeah.
So it's not.
But you're closer to first than when you began.
Yeah, and you can analyze why. So you have a systematic, and this is very good for your own process, for your motivation, and to build up. So this a lot of mental coach, they are very they like this method very much, especially when it's very rare that you have an athlete which look you in the eyes and they tell you, I'm going to be a world champion. This is one of 100.
Not a one of 100, one of 100,000. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So for this type of people, this slow growing in a safe field is a very good way to set goals, and especially to avoid big disappointment and to be autonomous. But on the other hand, we have another goal setting. This is the result, so quantity. Quantity. What is quantity? Quantity is first place. Quantity is next year.
How much weight?
200 kilo, no? So the enemies of this method, the skeptical people, they say, yes, but there is black and white. If you don't achieve it, what there? On the other hand, if somebody, this is my very personal opinion, not everybody agree. If you go for high performance sport, you go for the maximum. You want to win. Nobody go to high performance sport to lose. Sometimes people say...
Well, sometimes we think Swiss people go because it's dabei sein ist alles, but we are very good in bodybuilding, guys. Swiss bodybuilders are very good at that, so wir gehen nicht dort an zum Mitmachen. Dabei sein ist nicht alles.
So
but yeah, I know what you mean.
But I share this experience with you. I will talk about it. It's a very funny point. Understatement, no? Understatement. But we can catch it right there now where we are. If you have a young boy full of power, full of energy, and full of self-confidence, what is not arrogance is just self-confidence. And he wants to go for the maximum. I think the coach should be able to say, okay, this young person is quite optimistic, but I will not break his dream. I will tell him, yes, we go for world champion. The trainer, we need
step-by-step progress, yeah.
But the athlete, if he's able to formulate such a clear and strong intention, let him do.
Exactly.
Let him do, because this belief give him commitment and power. No? And
you can kill that at the moment. When someone comes with that already, you can't kill it.
And you will do because of your own fear. If you have the guts to do it,
then just do it.
Support it, no?
Yeah.
So to this, we are speaking about goal setting still and not achieving, still setting. I was always very shocked as an athlete when some of my teammates, they came with very low ambition goals. The worst I ever heard is, I'm okay if I lose good verlieren.
You have to be a good loser, also a good winner. That means.
Because I asked them, what is your goal? And they said, if I I lose the match against a good guy better than me, and I go a good game, I'm happy. It's enough. And I was quite extreme when I was young.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And my answer was, "You're a liar."
Yeah.
In your bed in the night, you dream, "I'm going to beat everybody. I'm going to be world champion." You beat to be the star, the number one. You dream. No, you expect. You don't tell me you go there to lose. I don't believe you. You train 6 times a week. You do a lot of sacrifice.
Yeah, it doesn't match for the amount of work you put in. Then you say, "Oh, I don't want to win."
What's the point? So the point is very clear. Is the fear to disappoint yourself.
Exactly.
And people around you.
Exactly.
You cannot cope with expectations. And you do an understatement. Actually, it's a self-defense move.
Yeah,
actually,
sure it is. Yeah.
Actually. And this point I observed a lot. I must say I was right shocked about it. And I think it's a very, very big barrier to reach to success. It's just impossible. When we go to high performance sport, I think you should not be ashamed to communicate your ambition.
I think the biggest problem, when I can tell you something, I think the biggest problem is the shame of losing is greater than the courage to risk to win. Because the thing is, for example, I was one of these 100,000 guys. I didn't go to Olympia or was a professional, but my biggest goal was when I started with bodybuilding to become Swiss champion. This was so far away from my capability. No one believed in that except of me. And the day I achieved it, the first thing I did, I was ashamed.
Oh,
yeah, it was crazy because I thought, okay, it was actually doable. I imagined that was Mount Everest.
I get you now.
And for me, okay, now what's now? I didn't die. I could do better even. I was not on my best. You know, this all feelings. And a lot of people are ashamed of winning, but also are afraid of losing because they can't handle the stress of losing. And that's a funny thing. I can imagine that a lot of people are avoiding to have clear goals because when you get all foggy and all not clear, you never feel that you are actually behind your goals, behind your dreams, or just still. You're not moving anywhere. That's the biggest danger I see.
So this topic, very interesting. I never heard about that. I was very aware about the fear to disappoint yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
But the shame of winning, this is
a totally different topic.
It's very interesting. So, it's interesting because we also raise in an environment, in area, and for example, without making nationalist talking or politics, whatever, some countries they're very strong, confidence as big countries, and all the competitor, regardless in which sport, they go for gold, no?
Yeah.
And Switzerland, we have this fantastic quality that Switzerland is a people with a lot of humility and modesty, and this is a quality. Sometimes when it goes to sport, it goes to understatement. And I think we have to understand when you go to sport, to opposition or to competition, there is no place for it. So I learned it in a very bitter way. I learned in a bitter way. I was fighting for Switzerland during 10 years. And that time we were a very small nation in Taekwondo. Nobody knew Switzerland. We were amateur. A lot of the other countries were full professional. So we went to fight with the professionals, no? And our goal setting was we are a small country.
Yeah.
But I was totally different. I dreamed to beat everybody. I remember I prayed to have the world champion the first match, to beat him. Even I had no chance. I was a young boy without experience. Yeah. But I want to know. So 1985 at the World Championship in Seoul was first time that a Swiss guy achieved it. I won 4 matches. It was full contact fight, 9 minutes, and you have 6 or 7 fights the same day without protection at that time.
Yeah.
And when I got into a quarterfinal against Turkey, which was a very big nation in Taekwondo, the guy was a European champion. We fought like crazy, and I lost the match. And I get not third place, no medal, quarterfinal. So this was totally disappointing.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And
you with your ambition.
Yeah, I was really disappointed. And 2 years later, at the World Championship again, I fought against till quarterfinal. And there I came against a fight of Mexico. And Mexico was very strong in the small categories. And this guy, he beat 2 opponents, a KO, with spinning hook kick. And and you are observing your next opponent.
Yeah.
You're looking for the strategy, no?
Yeah.
And I saw it. 2 beautiful KOs, and I was the next.
Yeah.
I was the next.
So you were the third.
Yes, should be. And I was there waiting for my match. And naturally, fear came and doubts. But it was again the match for the medal. And then suddenly I felt such a shame. And in this fear, I realized why. I realized the reason what for all I lost so much I lost in my career. I saw exactly why. Because I did not decide to win before the match.
Yeah.
I recognized the pattern which made 2 years before that I could not get this medal. No?
Yeah.
It was a very clear mind setting. You are in quarterfinal World Championship. You should be proud. That's not bad.
So that's enough in your mind. Okay.
I got so mad with myself. So I win this match very, very clearly because in my mindset, it was just not acceptable to lose. And then this brought a lot of questions, no? The power of the mind. So that's why I wrote here in my sheet, in high performance sport, you have to go for the maximum because this intention you set in your mind like a seed will make all the difference. At high level, everybody is very, 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 very good.
Yeah.
And it's not the technique.
It's the mindset.
It's the mindset which makes the last decision. Unfortunately, I had to wait too long till I made click in my mind. But it was a nice click to understand it, that everything is projection of the mind, no? And we should respect ourselves so much that we never set small goals for ourselves. I'm not saying that everybody should be a superstar, but we should love ourselves enough and respect ourselves enough to have goals we can be proud of it and not just excuse that I exist, I'm going to disturb nobody today.
So what I get out of that, what you said, are 2 things. The first thing is, of course, it's allowed to have big goals, even we risk that we will lose, or even we risk that we will win, and we have to a little bit brag, be happy about it, like yes, like just feel the victory, because also we have the belief that we have to be there. Thank you very much, gentle. Obviously, when the fight is over, not then the opponent respect him, but to enjoy success, to enjoy victory.
Sure.
But the second thing I found very interesting, you told at the end, is it's not a shame to have small goals, because that's what we often forget and which stresses us enormously in our daily life. Because small goals, I always tell my athletes, my clients, my friends even, can be friendlier to someone, but daily. Do it daily as a goal. Do stand up at the right time, at the same time every morning. This is a very, very interesting goal every day. And if you do it, you are more successful long term because it connects, So this is very important. And you are not too old, or you were not too old. I think you can't fake this recognizing of the goal setting. You have to do the experience yourself.
Sure. No, at that time I was like 23 years old, no? And it's very natural at that age that you look for glory and external recognition. Is very natural.
Yeah.
And when you speak about these small goals, no, I make a little bit of difference. There are these goals that everybody will know, and you get a lot of external recognition, and you have reward. So I call them the external goals. But you also have the internal goals. This you do with yourself. This will be the second part of the podcast, but I just would like to go back to the goals because
yeah, of course.
even the relativity of the goals.
Yeah.
The relativity. For example, you made the experience. You achieve a goal and you dreamed so much for it, and then it's done.
You have to plan that.
What now?
Yeah.
Okay? Or for example, you go for a dream, for a goal, and you're so motivated. And suddenly, for some reason, you recognize I'm on the wrong way. This is nothing for me. It's not so important. It's relative. It was important as a milestone in my development as a person.
Exactly. Yeah.
But now it loses its value. Are you enough courageous to say, okay, I'm not this guy going there?
Yeah, because you identify yourself with your goals. You are the person who's achieving the goals.
And that's the mistake. Same when you have, I used to work in sponsoring with athletes. I used to sponsor a woman. She was double world champion in aerobics. And
okay, wow.
it was with Puma. I was working in marketing with Puma, and she wanted always the maximum of Puma. So she repeat me all 10 minutes. Don't forget, Nuno, I'm double world champion in aerobics. And one time I get nuts, and I said, I don't care. I don't care. This was 5 years ago. Who are you now?
Oh, that's what you want to hear.
Sure, she loved me. But the point is, if we identify with the goal, it's a identity prison, no? And we could be such disappointed. We should remember the goals are milestone.
Yeah, because we don't develop since then. We just stopped.
I might take on the career. I have still a lot of friends. And I thought this is 30 years ago.
30 years ago.
And they are still there. They said to me, this referee there made a mistake. If we would like this, I would be world champion. And I asked them, and what have you done the 30 last years? Or they present themselves, I'm this person world champion. Yes, but this was 30 years ago.
Yeah.
And since then we had a lot others.
Well, there is some truth behind it, what you said to the woman, because this is actually true. And now, what then? I mean, you are a world champion, and then?
A goal is also a limitation.
Yeah, exactly.
It can be an achievement, but just a milestone. It's not an end result, because then it will be a prison and you will stop develop yourself. Perhaps you will hide behind it, or you will get lazy because now I did it.
Yeah.
I can tell you, I had that actually.
Me too.
I had a lot of success as a fighter. And then when it came to professional life, I had lack of ambition because I said to me, I did it. When I want, I can. And then suddenly I realized, yes, but this is not another part of life. It's another, no? Yeah. So I think the goals are important, but we should see the relativity of them and not as an end result. We are not the goals. They are just a support for our growing, no? For our growing. Yeah, now back to the small goals. The small goals in life.
This is also important.
Yeah.
You said something beautiful in the beginning of the video about being a mother is not actually recognized anymore as a goal, as something good, which I really first started to really discover myself thinking about it more and more, becoming a father, not a mother. But it's something very strange because when you don't get the respect, you might reduce your chances to becoming a father or a mother, which I observed is the reason why a lot of women are not having the goal to be a mother. They are achieving more successful careers in business or entrepreneurs or something like that. So for them, the value or the recognition or the respect or the whatever positive emotion they have to being a mother is like less worth than money. And this was a shock for me because
a huge topic.
Yeah, because my mother actually stopped, or she paused, but in the end she stopped having the career goals, or when she became mother. So I'm happy to be alive. I mean, 3 brothers in Peru came to Switzerland, and how are the odds, you know? And now I know a lot of my friends who well from earlier. They are girlfriends, ex-girlfriends. They are mothers now, and I'm not a father. So what's happening? I have my clock is ticking, you know. So that's all the time, more and more, not in my back of my head. It's coming more to become maybe a father, maybe have sons. It's getting more valuable. The more I have success in business, the more I have success in life, which is really interesting. You know what I mean? The value of becoming a father or having a family is getting also bigger, while I see the fruits of being successful, which is actually loneliness. You know, if you just have money or success or whatever, it's really not really. I mean, you have kids. You know what I mean.
So about this topic now. Today, our lifestyle is very externalized. Huh?
Yeah.
Have to be sexy, spectacular, successful, these kind of things. So you may think when you achieve small goals that they are just nothing, or there is no reward, like I said, or no cameras there. But if you analyze that, let's say a person, I call that in the silence of his solitude, alone with himself, set a goal into his mind. And I like very much what you said. It can be a very small goal. Today, I will not swear. The next months, I will be always polite and kind. Small goals, what are not easy to achieve.
Yeah,
just
sure,
small.
of course.
And then, about this goal, he talk to nobody. He don't communicate it because he don't need external approval. He don't need reward or recognition. He just do it for himself, for his own growing. Let's imagine you achieve this goal and you stay humble, and in the simplicity of small pleasures, you don't talk about it. You just do it for yourself. What happened there? First, you have this fantastic feeling, I achieved something with myself, which gives you a lot of strength. But for me, the important point today, the fact that you did that in your intimacy, like something very cherished, very private, regardless of the opinion of other people and their reward, this makes you so autonomous, makes you so strong, because you are not doing for receiving. You are doing because it fits for your values, for your being, for your growing. If you are able to do that, you get very free from the recognition of others, no? And it's clear, you said before, sure, we need this recognition and it goes together. But what is sure, outside recognition will never be enough.
Yeah.
And we will never have control on it. Because
once you get it, you want more and never stop to getting more.
Make you a slave. Huh? And as we know, it can turn so fast.
Yeah, quickly. You become the puppet of the
superhero to the other side, no?
Exactly.
So at least if you are able to give yourself self-recognition and acceptance, we are human. You still will need outside recognition. This is natural. But you will need much less and you will not depend on it. And this, I think, is very important to recognize. If we pass all our life reaching for success outside, is only emptiness there. Because the goals will be relative, it never will be enough, and you will depend on the judgment of other people. And this can only lead to frustration, no? So I call that to be world champion of your own life, to be your world champion. And I see a lot of dignity, of elegance, in acting in simplicity without communicate your goals to everybody, without yelling, "Hey world, I'm here. Do you see me?" No, you do it in your privacy. I think this gives you a lot of strength. And in the morning is only one person we have to see in the mirror.
Yeah.
And be in accordance with this person, harmony, Yeah. What also I like in this idea is we spoke about the goal setting, no? And so many times, very, very talented athletes, they have everything, perfect preparation, perfect technique, perfect body, and they cannot
Perform.
perform.
Yeah, which is crazy. We're in Switzerland, actually, like take, for example, soccer. It's not my field of expertise. I am not even play soccer, but just as an example, as an outsider, you would think, man, Switzerland, I mean, healthy people, also not stupid, intelligent, maybe smart, and going to a university, whatever. And they have good coaches, science, doctors, everything. So they should have the best soccer players in the world. But the best soccer players in the world are maybe I don't know if it's actual, but Brazil or poor countries. So what's happening? Where is this desire of excellence coming from? It's not just for having everything technological or outside.
No.
It's a mindset.
So the excellence is one point, but the other point, because we're speaking about the fear of losing, the fear of you cannot cope with expectations, no?
Mm-hmm.
And this point, if you understand as an athlete that actually you are full responsible for yourself. We were speaking about my career. I made this experience. I came back from a tournament, and my master, my coach, was very, very disappointed with me. He was very, very, very disappointed, and really hard.
Mm-hmm.
What made me very sad, no? And then I reflect for myself. Yes, but who is losing weight? It's me. Who is getting hurt? Is me.
Yeah.
Who is getting on the mat? Is me. Who is not going to school and making huge sacrifice? Is me. Who is paying the travel? Is me.
Yeah.
And then I said, okay, if I'm okay with myself, I never will be dependent anymore about external opinion in fighting. I really made myself free. And interesting, the commitment, I want the best.
Mm-hmm.
And that day, two things
changed.
But two things, yeah. I said to myself, look, Nuno, you try the best from your heart. You train hard every day. You are full committed. And you are honest. You know it. So keep doing like this. And if it's not written in the stars that you are not going to be this champion, then it's not written in the star. You can do your part with full heart. And one part, I don't know, it's destiny, I don't know, but you can also let go. From this moment on, I had only success. Each tournament was podest, each tournament, because I was free of pressure.
Yeah.
I made a deal with myself. I'm responsible for my win, for my loss. I don't need...
But you give your best.
I give my best, and I can see myself. I made this commitment to myself. If I look in the mirror, I want to know I did everything I can.
Exactly.
The rest is written in the stars, is the way it is.
Mm-hmm.
And this action, this commitment, it was a miracle in my career as an athlete. I made myself free. And I think many athletes, they live under a huge pressure. Generally, you make that yourself to yourself, or the parents, or the coach.
But I think you just exchange when, for example, I have an athlete. For the purpose of this video, I will change everything. Just having this example, he got very mad when I critiqued him. So he couldn't resist. He couldn't get critique, but all he wanted is respect and admiring him for everything. He's such a poor guy, and he suffers a lot and everything. So what I think is he got that from his parents. He got that from his girlfriend. He got that from his teachers and everything. So everything he got was recognition of his suffering. He's there. So that was the award, the reward for him.
The victim role.
The victim role, but also it was like a trophy. It was like what he wanted. He suffered, he trained, he did everything, but not specially for the trophy. There was a different victory what he wanted. And so when I told him, hey, listen, you have to be willing to win, to give everything, but don't complain. It's a part of it. He didn't recognize it. We split apart, so he's not my athlete anymore, which is totally fine. But what I realized is you can't change that. The moment a person is like coming from a home which the parents are like that, the teachers were like that, you can't change this mindset, or I couldn't. I don't know how you can. Please tell me, but I can.
We spoke about it. One person of 100,000 comes to you and tell you, I want to be world champion, no? And it's not only about telling. Very few persons have the guts and the talent for it.
Yeah.
Okay. So what about the others? Let's see. You have an athlete, and you can see with this guy, we can reach together the maximum. That's one point. But some other athletes, they really try their best, and they are at their maximum. And then at a certain point, as a coach, you realize in this relationship we have is not only about medals, about winning, it's about helping this person to grow over his own shadow. So perhaps this athlete will not get the incredible success that we expect from him. But if he's honest and a hard worker and committed, he will get so much confidence for his whole life through the sport career. He will not get his goals there, but he will grow to the process. Now the question is, are you an egoist coach or are you also an educator? And you say, okay, my ego as coach for success, I will not get what I want, but I can help this person to get stronger, get more confident, and to go to this process. I met in a Swiss Olympic trainer course an incredible guy, and we had to work to make a paper at the end of the formation. Mm-hmm. And he was in the national team of judo.
Oh, okay.
And he went, he told me he went 12 times to Japan for very long training camps. And he wrote, it's the title, 15 years of high performance sport without success.
That was the title?
That was the title. And I said, this guy has guts because he recognized the way to there, make him grow, and he could be detached from the goal and see this was a gift, all this process. Natural, perhaps a little bit more sugar with a medal, but he had the sense of humor and the humility and the detachment.
Yeah, but this is so much more worth it in life. I mean, you will never be, you will not be an athlete your entire life.
That's what I mean. So, I had good contact with this guy, and you could see it was totally in harmony with himself. He was not frustrated about his career. At the contrary, he was very thankful for the process. And I think this could be a good end to this topic of goals. No, we don't always reach the goal. We set them not as absolute definition of ourselves, but as milestone. And we should be thankful for the growing process, which is much important than the getting of the result itself, no?
Mm-hmm, because we can't change it. I mean, for example, now bodybuilding, you can't really change the result when the judges are judging you and say, maybe it's not your day, maybe I like apples better than oranges, if you're in your best and if you really have talent. And so it's not in your control. But what's in your control is what you do about it, what you do with it, what you do with experience, what you do afterwards, how you feel, how you can contribute that to some. I don't think, like you said something very funny, interesting. Okay, now I'm a little bit closer to the first place than last time.
Yeah.
So this is the mindset of a champion, not just of a 1 time or 10 times champion, which I know actually, the older I get, I know a lot of more people which were very, very successful in sports, not even had one or maybe one in 10 competitions. They were once in the second or third place. The other competitions were just first place, or were very successful, even got pro, and then stopped. And which is really interesting. This is another topic, but it doesn't make you happy. It doesn't make you fulfilled.
Good point.
You have to have the goal behind the goal. What you said before that.
Yeah, we spoke now about the judgment in bodybuilding. No.
Yeah.
When you are a sportman, you are very egoman. You are very focused on your belly button. When you you are very focused on it's the center of the world. No. And then you say this was an injustice. The referee, they were against me. They don't respect me, no? Mm-hmm. Then later you go through life and you will face a lot of such situations where the circumstances are not for you, you think, no? And the detachment you can develop there in sport to have a detached view of such situations. This is what we can transport from a sport career then into the life, no? I mean, if there are no transfer of knowledge, where is the benefit of doing a career just for the success, but without inner growing?
It's shallow. It's like you said, without inner growing, the goal, the success is shallow. It doesn't make you feel any better.
I remember a story. I went to a world championship again, and one of these situations, I won against a very good fighter, and all the sport halls saw it. But the referee, they decide different. And this day I thought, today I could be a world champion. I just beat the world champion the match before, and I was on my way and very full of confidence. And this match cut it. No? I was already 25. My master, my coach, he never said to me, oh, poor Nuno, not once in 10 years. He told me, your fault, next time do better. End of the story. So this is what I received. And then I said to myself, okay, I call home. And I called to my father. And my father took the phone. And he told me, so how went the world championship? I know I'm not happy. This and this happened. And I lost, but it was not fair. And then on the side of the phone, so what's the problem? You are a man now, no? you can couple with it. And me...
Deal with it. Yeah, grow up.
You can deal with it. Yes, Papa. And I'm so proud of him. Yeah. And this answer he gave to me.
I don't know, and obviously you have to ask yourself after so many years. I don't know if he did that on purpose, because it's like, my father did the same thing. I think a lot of the times which my father said to me something very inspiring, very motivating, he did it just because he was not getting the point of what's worth it for my goal, you know. My father told me, for example, now is it over with the bodybuilding part, because I didn't do the competitions like 2 years in a row. And I said, why is he asking that? Is he asking that because he wants me to quit? Is he asking me because he wants me to continue? So I was totally confused, because I recognize it's a lot of worth what I'm having, what my father thinks about me, just like full of surprise. But he was just like doing small talk, you know. So it was like for me a philosophical question: who am I? Yeah. But he did like a lot of times. He asked me, so what did you break up with your girlfriend? So I said, yeah, we didn't match together. What does match together with you? So I said, I don't know. so the purpose of my father was never philosophical. She just like, come on, tell me what's up, you know. So yeah, fathers and mothers. Yeah. We learn till we are old. They meant.
Oh yes. Yes. So for my side today, what I would like to add is, I think this we should find a balance. No, we have this life outside where we go for success, for career, for achievement, and is a big part of our realization, and we need it. But we should not forget that small pleasure are the biggest pleasure. Yeah. Life is here right under our feet anytime. We can be happy anytime, anywhere. And generally we we make projections in the future. When I will get that, I will be happy.
Yeah,
No,
this
perhaps
never
not.
comes. Never
So
comes.
this balance between being a superstar outside and being just happy with what I have, achieving small goals, like you said, making people happy around us. Small pleasure are big pleasures. Yeah.
I think what I can say in this part is I observed something which a friend of mine, a client of mine, which became a friend, he also told me about money, for example. The most successful men are over 50. They become like successful, but like over 40, over 50, they become lots of more successful. And he said, so don't worry, enjoy life. Don't do so much mistakes. Don't spend so much money, but enjoy it. The more you learn, the more you do failures, mistakes, or lose or something, the more you will contribute to the best plan to be successful. And then you will also enjoy it because you mature. So for me, it was like, okay, I have to really not be so dramatically just focused on working and on business. Like I told you, like maybe growing a family. And I'm not sure if it's called growing, just like having a family, build a family.
Building it.
So the more I was proud of myself privately, the more I work on myself privately, like personal development, reading more, being friendlier to a lot of people, which I would not even think about being friendly, but it's just contributing to people outside the gym, outside of business. The more I'm very balanced, and the more successful I am. And the more successful I am, the more balanced I am, and looking less and less to the success in the business and more to my, how can I say, like balancing myself.
You're in a balance, yeah.
Yeah, so it took the pressure away, what you told me, what you told about your fighting days on your competitions. You did have no pressure. You were free of this pressure. And that's the key. The key is don't fear failure. It will contribute to your winnings, even maybe bigger winnings or bigger success.
And you don't need to justify to anybody.
That's all. That's the biggest thing. Yeah.
It's your life. You take the full responsibility.
So cut the what's called the umbilical.
Yeah.
So cut the instant recognition of your parents, your friends, or your teachers, or your coaches. Build up a strength in you, that you recognize yourself, that when you are honest and when you're a fighter or an athlete or a business person, when you give your best and it didn't match with your expectations or you didn't get the first place, but you did your best, that's good enough.
You know, when you get honesty, you lose the match, but you win the lesson. No?
Yeah.
If you keep the honesty.
And if you don't do it, you lose both.
Yeah.
Which is actually worse. Huh?
Yeah.
You have any tips on how to recognize goals? Big goals, small goals? Like for people, one thing is obviously to achieve goals or like to be motivated enough to set goals. And now we know the importance of goals. The importance of goals is, I think what you said is believing in your big goals. Don't be afraid to have big goals.
And to take them in your mouth.
Yeah, and to say it. Yeah, exactly.
Formulation is a power.
Yeah, you have the right to have dreams and goals.
Don't excuse yourself for this. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And also respecting and having the guts to have small goals, because they are a lot of more important when you get older.
Sure. But to your question, how to recognize your goals, huh? It's a very difficult question. I think this is, again, honesty, and I believe in intuition. I believe that we can listen, that we know inside what is good for us and what we need. So I can answer with a negation. Don't try to copy other people. Don't think that their happiness is your happiness, that their method will be your way. Also, perhaps accept if your goals are very small or simple. There is no small or low. Simple goals. If you are happy with few things and this is your goal to go for a simple life, then is that your goal? I said we should listen to our intuition and not go from this idea goals must be spectacular, must impress everybody, because then exactly you will not be on your own path, on your own way. You are going to try to get love and recognition from outside, trying to impress people with goals which perhaps are not yours. And I really believe in intuition. Intuition can tell you what do you need and what is good for you.
There we have the first discussion. I think you don't actually need goals when you have more work to do, or when I say more responsibility. The more responsibility you take, the same moment these are new goals. Be good at it. Be better at it. One example is what came in my mind, being parents. Sometimes life happens and you become a parent without even having that as a goal. What's next? I wouldn't avoid this goal. I wouldn't avoid this responsibility. I would see it as the best and biggest and most important goal in your life, which just has suddenly came into your life. And why not? Maybe your son or your daughter will be the next best politician, artist, writer, film star, or whatever. Seeing that as an opportunity to form a human being, to become one worthful piece in the entire world, is a big goal, a very big goal. And that's what I found very interesting when I see a lot of mothers, a lot of fathers, which more mothers, sadly, more mothers without a father next to them. They just raise the kids, it's I don't mean that every day has to be totally focused on being a mother, but it's going hand in hand. We don't recognize to being a mother is a full-time job, is a very important job, and it's maybe the best job in the world. Well, obviously it's the most important, because otherwise we wouldn't be here. And the other thing is to accept that it's hard, but you can have sometimes more responsibility, get more responsibility, and it eventually will skip and be a goal. And then you will be proud of it when you have recognized that it's a new work, a new goal. You didn't even plan it,
I wrote a fantastic story. I was very impressed by a yogi. He was very, very committed to yoga, and he married and he had kids. And he saw his family as something negative for his practice, because he wanted to practice. So he was meditating all the time, doing the asanas all the time, and he did not take care from his kids and his wife. And one day his wife said, "You know what? Do yoga, but without me. I'm gone."
Oh man!
So then he got really a shock, no? He got a shock, and when he got 50 years old, he married again, and he built a family with kids, and he spoke about this new life experience, and he said, "I still do yoga, but now I serve my kids and my families.
Yeah.
And this is my yoga now, because now I can forget myself and my ego and all my needs for something bigger, and I can share. And this is more valuable as just taking care of my belly button all the time." And he discovered a new spiritual path, forgetting himself.
Incredible, huh?
Beautiful story, no?
Yeah.
So, yeah, because goals always have something very egoman also. Huh?
Yeah, of course.
And so I like this story, it's very beautiful. And it was a win-win situation. No? He could share and forget himself a little bit, and everybody, more harmony, no?
Yes, it's fantastic. The older you get, I mean, now, not that you are old, but I'm getting older. The more I have fulfillment. For example, today I did a presentation, I told you. I was asked to have a presentation as an entrepreneur, the word, before, like in front of a lot of young entrepreneurs or becoming entrepreneurs. Or the whole thing is called Unternehmer Campus, Switzerland or Basel. So the moment I stepped in, I was in a role. I was, oh my God, I'm so fascinated because it remembers me so much about myself. You know, I didn't have that when I started. I didn't have a mentor or a speaker or whatever. So I gave all the best tips and advices and said, oh, now you have to write this down. And they wrote down. It was so fulfilling, so much more in one single hour.
To share.
One single hour with, I think, 13 young men and women. So much more fulfilling. It surprised me. And I will tell you what I did next. I had to cancel a few other meetings. Well, not so important, please forgive me, because I was like, oh my God, I was such in a good vibe that I was like, okay, calm down, man, calm down. Because it was so much more than getting like the recognition on stage, on the bodybuilding stage. It was nothing big, exactly the same topic. It was not a big achievement today, but I recognize more and more my role in life, my really calling in life. It's. Someone asked me today, why was the reason that you started your first company? So I said, man, I said, man, it was a boy. I said, man, it never was my intention to build a company or like get as an entrepreneur. I just want to help people, to coach people, to help them reach their goals. That was my entire intention. And now it shifted a little bit, but not a lot farther than a little bit. Because I still help people, I still love to talk with people, motivate them, and like do now podcasts, which is a little bit differently, but still the same. We connect with people. So it was always about what I found fascinating to help and coach people. And so I said, okay, thank you very much. So he was like taking notice. I asked him a few things. He got very awesome advice from me. So he said, oh, thank you. Now I have a clear goal now, what to do. And I have to say, almost I didn't do it. Almost I just canceled the presentation because I was, another obligation, another responsibility. I just said, okay, man, I can't add one more. But I said, okay, you know what? You have to fix on your book and the agenda. Do it. You said you will do it. You will do it. So I was proud of myself. I went there. And it was a total surprise. I was full blown away when I saw the young faces, you know, all the time. Oh, okay. Nice. One was sleeping, but the other were like very attentive. Yeah. It was crazy experience.
Nice.
I think as a teacher, you have a lot of experience like that daily. I mean, when you see your young students.
It's a huge gift. I'm teaching in Basel now since 28 years.
Yeah.
And a lot of my old students, they get friends now. Perhaps they don't practice anymore.
Yeah.
But the friendship is there, no? And to see they're growing in life. I remember some years ago, one boy came from the States. He was 12 years old. And when he finished his study as a doctor, he was 26 years old, I guess. I got a letter from the parents, no? They thanked me for the influence I had in the education of their kids on so many years, no? Mm-hmm. And this is the fantastic part of being a coach, a trainer, and which I love the most. And it's also a huge responsibility, and it's really a gift. It also keeps you young.
Yeah.
You share their problems,
you
their
never
life.
Done. Exactly.
You never done. So you it's
have an insight in their lives.
It's the most beautiful part of the job, and also what many trainers should remember: sharing your knowledge, you get the double.
Yeah.
You learn much more. You will understand better what you're talking about. Each individual brings new problematic, new correction, new techniques, new idea, new creativity, new mindset. So each time we take the time to work with somebody, we go deeper into our knowledge also as a trainer in your specific area.
That would be now a good moment to make a little advertising, not for myself, for Andy, for example, the podcast we do with him as a gymist, and we will do a lot of more this kind of webinars and so. I got the question why I don't do about training or nutrition, more just to specific enlarging the wisdom we have or they have for about nutrition and how to build muscles more effectively. And I said, man, when you suck as a trainer or as a coach, it's not because you don't know a lot. It's because you can't teach what you already know. So you have to apply what you know. Doesn't mean you have to have 100 books written and read or visited a lot of seminars when you can't apply it, when you can't teach it, or even motivate people to do what you already know. So that's why we are having in this whole channel. That's why I put the subscribe button here. Our channel is just to provide you with the tools, skills, and sometimes knowledge, practical knowledge about chemistry or biomechanics or anything else, or your wisdom about holistic coaching. But first things first is the mindset. That's why we do a lot of podcasts involving the mindset, how you can improve it. And the first valuable thing is to think about these things. So with you as my guest, and also when we do the other podcasts, just feed your mind with the podcasts surrounding the topics mindset, surrounding the topics motivation. You will later on also tell us about your stories. Follow successful people, follow also fulfilled people, teachers, mentors. Just have an inside look in their lives, and it will inspire you to have also a better life. Copy a little bit of their skills, of their knowledge, and you will have also more fulfillment in your life. So that's the whole point of JFP TV. So short. My friend, did we cover both things you wanted to tell? I'm not sure. Sometimes I forget.
This and more.
This and more. This is a good answer.
It's perfect. It's perfect.
What would you like to say to the following, to your watchers, as a break that I can use for the coming podcast? What's waiting for us in the next podcast?
So I'm looking very much forward to be back here for the next podcast. And I will continue on the same way. It means I cannot separate training, sport career from real life. That's why I create this holistic health coaching. We should grow as individuals, and all what we do in life, sport, career, family, hobbies, all the jobs we have done before, all the sports, everything is interconnected. And I will try continue in this direction, building bridge between mental, physical, different practice and daily life. This makes sense for me, and is what I love to do.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you very much for having you as a guest again. We see each other next Friday, and I think next Friday will work that we will be online in the midday, so 12 o'clock. Is that good?
Exactly, perfect.
So 12 o'clock next Friday at the JFP TV. My name is José Fabrizio Peláez. Yes, I say it. My guest, Nuno Damaso, teacher, mentor, and also coach. We will be again back at JFP TV, and I wish you a very, very pleasant, weekend. And like always, you know it, just feel powerful.
JFP